Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Hurricane Hilary, which is expected to be bringing big impacts to Baja California as well as the southwestern United States. Here we are looking at the 7-day graphical tropical weather look from the National Hurricane Center. This is the Eastern Pacific right now, and it is very active. As you can see, you have post-tropical storm Fernanda, Hurricane Hilary, and a tropical disturbance that's currently south of Mexico. The main focus in today's video is going to be Hurricane Hilary, and probably the next few videos will be the focus on Hurricane Hilary. Hurricane Hilary currently has maximum sustained winds of 110 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 960 millibars, located at 16.1 north, 108.9 west. Movement is west-northwest at 12 knots or 14 miles per hour. Now look at the latest forecast coming from the National Hurricane Center. It is expected to become a major hurricane, which is a Category 3 hurricane. A Category 3 hurricane, really at any moment now, any update, we could see a Category 3 hurricane status by this weekend. By 12 p.m. Friday, we are expected to see a major hurricane. 12 a.m. Sunday, still a major hurricane as it brings those hurricane impacts to Baja California. We do have tropical storm warnings out right now for portions of the very southern tip of Baja California, and tropical storm watches that do extend northward. Hurricane still by 12 p.m. Sunday, but it has weakened under that major hurricane status, and then by 12 p.m. Monday, it is expected to kind of make impacts as a tropical storm throughout portions of Southern California, which will definitely bring a lot of rainfall, and that'll lead to flash flooding. Now look at the flash flood potential over the next 5 days. They have issued a moderate risk for Southern California. This is very close to Yuma, Arizona, San Diego, California, and also in the vicinity of kind of the area of Los Angeles will be in that big flood threat over the next 5 days. Los Angeles is included in a slight risk of flash flooding, which is at least a 15% chance of flash flooding. And as you can see, this extends all the way out to areas like Colorado, Wyoming, over there into areas like Oregon, Idaho, and just a very widespread area of where all this flash flooding is going to be, that Hurricane Hilary is really going to bring throughout the southwestern United States. And here's the rainfall potential throughout the next few days here, and as it makes impacts throughout the southwestern U.S., a lot of areas are going to see upwards of 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, especially throughout some of those heavier bands throughout Southern California. Going into Eastern California, lots of heavier bands expected through the center of this storm if it takes this exact path through California. Lots of areas like Las Vegas do need this rain, so you will have a lot of bands here on the eastern side of the storm that will bring a threat for this flash flooding, especially if you have 2 inches an hour and higher. You definitely will see lots of flash flooding in some of these areas. Here's some of these wind speed probabilities, the tropical storm force wind speed probabilities for the next 120 hours or so. As you can see, lots of these are reaching near 90% for northern Baja California. As you get up to California, though, you are definitely seeing around a 30 to 50% chance you might see some tropical storm force winds as it goes towards Southern California. That's where you will see some of those U.S. impacts. As you head towards hurricane force wind speed probabilities, you have a very slim chance of seeing hurricane force winds throughout Southern California, but I do expect to see some tropical storm force wind gusts throughout Southern California earlier next week. Now looking at Hurricane Hilary right now in the satellite imagery, this is definitely a healthy looking hurricane. I posted a video just yesterday, and this was a tropical storm, and like I said, a healthy looking tropical storm, so I knew this was going to become a hurricane quick. It is now a Category 2 hurricane as of right now as I'm making this video, but I wouldn't be surprised as I post this video that it will become a Category 3 major hurricane, especially with that eye. You have a lot of convection there, a lot of explosive convection, and that's definitely signs of intense developments in very warm waters with not a lot of shear around, so it's going to have a healthy environment to continue to strengthen it. Here's the current model track guidance, which is spaghetti models here, and we still have lots of different scenarios of where this storm could head. We do have a lot that are going straight into Los Angeles. We do have some going off to the east, which doesn't bring a direct impact to Los Angeles, but we do have some that are going into more the middle coast of California. So it's really kind of just depends on the winds here. These are kind of the three main paths it could take, and they're not really super different, but definitely a slight difference could cause some big impacts in some areas. So generally, that's why they issue that cone, because it could go anywhere in that cone. It doesn't usually follow that straight line in the middle of the cone. And here are some of those GFS ensembles. So that middle black line is what its main guess is right now, but as you can see, lots of ensembles have it going off to the west, and a lot of ensembles have it going off to the east. So it just really depends on the winds. As it gets there, 971 millibars, this definitely will make it down to a major hurricane over here just to the west of Baja California. But as it heads northward, it enters some more wind shear, enters some more cooler waters. It'll continue to weaken down, but since this is such a strong storm, this will make it up to California as a tropical storm. Here's Hurricane Hilary model intensity guidance. You can see here it makes up to a Category 3 hurricane within the next 24 hours. Some staying as a Category 2 hurricane, but most, as you can see there, heads up to a Category 3 hurricane. Lots of them also heading into the Category 4 strength. And Category 5 is not out of the question. We have about 30 models here that do reach Category 5 strength. I'm not really expecting that, but definitely kind of a mid to high range Category 4 hurricane is definitely not out of the question. But as you can see, it's not going to be staying as a Category 4, Category 3 hurricane for long. As you can see, by 60 hours, it is expected to really weaken down back into a Category 1 hurricane, back into a tropical storm by hour 72. And look at the 7-day graphical tropic weather look from the National Hurricane Center. On the Atlantic side, you can see here we still have those two disturbances. Even that disturbance in the Gulf is still there. That currently has a 30% chance of a cyclone formation within 7 days. We have another one over here. This has a 60% chance of a cyclone formation of 7 days. This looks to be going north of the Caribbean. And we have another one that is going to be a sea storm, a fish storm, that has also a 60% chance of a cyclone formation in 7 days. So Atlantic is kind of active, but there's kind of 50-50 chance storms right now due to, of course, wind shear. But we still have very warm waters in the Atlantic, so if the right storm can get going, we could definitely see a hurricane within the next month or so. But definitely, it's not going to be an active season like we've seen in past years, like 2022, 2021, 2020 especially. This is an El Nino year, so it's going to be less active because we have a lot more wind shear. We still have those warm waters, but we have a lot more wind shear, which is going to prevent a lot of storms from developing. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications. You won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel this hurricane season. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.